Alright, moving into 1.2, this section we're going to concentrate on order of operations. This is a very important section for you because order of operations is going to follow you all the way through the rest of your whole math learning career. Alright, so first thing we have to learn are the words I'm going to use. So when I say a power, that's talking about two things. There is a base that I'm talking about, and there's also an exponent. So the base is the big number and the exponent is the little number. The exponent tells you how many times to use the base as a factor. So if it says 2 squared, that means you're going to multiply 2 by itself 2 times. Simplifying a numerical expression is the process of replacing it with a single numerical value. So you might have more than one number and you're going to replace it with just one value. It's like taking an order of operation problem and giving yourself one number. Alright, so what is the simplified form of the expression? A is 10 to the 7th power, so you're going to do 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. And you can take your calculator and do it, but any tens to a power, all you have to do is put a 1 with that many zeros behind it. So this is going to be 1 with 7 zeros behind it, which is 10 million. All right, B, what is 0.2 to the 5th power? You're going to do 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.2, which happens to be 0.00032. Alright, so this is kind of the point in the video where I encourage you to pause it and try these on your own. You don't have to, and I will go over them in just a second, but I would really, it would benefit you if you could try to do it on your own right now. Alright, so 3 to the 4th is going to be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is actually going to be 81. B, 2/3 to the 3rd power. That 2/3 is supposed to be in parentheses. And yes, it does matter, but 2/3 to the 3rd power is going to be 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3. So up top, you're going to have 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. And on the bottom, you're going to have 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. And then C, 0.5 to the 3rd power is going to be 0.125. Okay. Now let's talk about the order of operations. This is a rule that we follow in all of math. It doesn't go away. You don't get to forget about it after this test. So don't just try to understand it for the test and then think it'll go away, because it will not. The order of operations is parentheses first, now, sometimes people say grouping, but it works. We use the word PEMDAS for it, and PEMDAS, your P is parentheses, but it's any grouping symbols. E is for exponents or powers. M and D are actually go together. That's multiply and divide, and that's from left to right. And then AS is add and subtract, and that's also from left to right. Alright, example 2. We're going to use that order of operations. So parentheses first, that's going to give us 4. Exponents, that's 4 to the 3rd is going to be 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. And 64 divided by 2 is 32. the second one, grouping symbols don't just mean parentheses and brackets. Fraction bars also act as grouping symbols. So that means that we have to do what's up here and then what's down here. So up top, we're going to do 2 to the 4th, which happens to be 16. Then we'll do 16 minus 1, which is 15. And then 15 divided by 5, which is 3. If you do that in a different order, you will get the wrong answer. There are times that I like to call happy accidents where you get the right answer even though you did it wrong, but that doesn't happen often and you cannot pass a test on luck. Alright, guided practice number 2. Again, I encourage you to pause the video here. Obviously, I have no control over whether you actually do that or not, but it will benefit you if you'll pause the video. Okay, A, there are no parentheses. There is an exponent. Since the negative sign in front of the 4 is not in parentheses, we do not square the negative. So that's actually going to be 5 times 7 minus 16 divided by 2. Multiply and divide from left to right. So we're going to do this. Then we're going to do this. 5 times 7 is 35. Negative 16 divided by 2 is negative 8. And then 35 minus 8 is 27. B, I don't have any parentheses, don't have any exponents. I do have some division. Negative 25 divided by 5 is negative 5. So that's 12 minus 5. 12 minus 5 is 7. C, definitely the hardest. We do have parentheses because we have the fraction bar. Up top, we're going to do the exponent first, and we get 4 plus 3 to the 4th. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81, so it's 4 plus 81, over 7 minus 2. Now we'll do our addition up top and our subtraction in the bottom, and we get 85 over 5. And 85 divided by 5 is 17. Alright, example 3. This is where we're going to evaluate expressions. When you hear the words evaluate, what you're doing is replacing a variable with a number. And they'll tell you what number to replace the variable with. So everywhere we see an x, we're going to put in a 5, and everywhere we see a y, we're going to put in a 2. So this is going to be 5 squared plus 5 minus 12 divided by 2 squared. Then we still follow the order of operations. There are no parentheses, but we do have exponents. So we're going to go ahead and do those. And we get 25 plus 5 minus 12 divided by 4. We don't have any multiplication, but we do have division here. So we'll do 25 plus 5. Negative 12 divided by 4 is negative 3. And then we'll do addition and subtraction from left to right. So 25 plus 5 is 30, and 30 minus 3 is 27. Alright, B, everywhere you see an X, you're still going to put in a 5, and everywhere you see a Y, you're still going to put in a 2. So you get 5 times 2 squared divided by 5 times 2. We want to do parentheses first, so we get 10 squared divided by 10. Exponent's going to give me 100 divided by 10, and then 100 divided by 10 is 10. If at any point in the video you feel like I'm moving too fast, I'm doing this so that anybody can watch this video at their pace. So if I move too fast, just rewind it. If I'm moving too slow, you can probably go ahead and see if you can do the questions on your own. Pause it and do it yourself and see if you get it right. Alright, guided practice 3. Again, this is where I encourage you to pause it and try to do this on your own. Alright, so you're going to, everywhere you see an A, you're going to put in a 3, and everywhere you see a B, you're going to put in a 4. So that's going to be 3 times 4 minus 3 squared. Exponent's going to give me 3 times 4 minus 9. That's 12 minus 9, which is 3. Alright, B, everywhere you see a B, you're going to put in a 4, so that's going to be 2 times 4 squared minus 7 times 3. That's 2. It's going to be 2 times 16 minus 7 times 3. 2 times 16 is 32, 7 times 3 is 21, and 32 minus 21 is 11. All right, last example, a real-world expression. What is an expression for spending money that you have left after depositing 2/5 of your wages and savings? Evaluate the expression for weekly wages of $40, $50, $75, and $100. Okay, anytime that it's talking about what you have left, you're obviously taking something away. So if you have the money you made, which they're calling wages, minus the money saved, okay, so if your wages are $40, then you're taking away 2/5 of your $40. And they want to know how much you have left. So 40 minus 2/5 of 40, well, 5 will go into 40 how many times? 8, so that's 16. So 40 minus 16 is 24. So for 40, I'm going to have $24 left. What about for 50? Well, I'll just do 50. 50 minus 2/5 of 50. Well, 5 will go into 50 10 times. So that's 50 minus 20, which is 30. Then for $75, I'm just going to do it all over again. Got $75 minus 2/5 of $75. 5 will go into 75 15 times. And 2 times 15 is 30, so that's going to be 75 minus 30, which is $45. Last one, $100. So that will give me $100 minus 2/5 of $100. 5 will go into 120 times. 20 times 2 is 40, so 100 minus 40 is 60. So I would have, if I had $100, I would have 60 left after saving. Okay. All right, so at this point in the video, you need to pause the video and do these 5 questions on a separate sheet of paper to be turned in class tomorrow. You have to show your work. If you don't, it's going to go straight into the trash. I'm telling you now, so don't whine at me when I do it. Also, if you have to attempt every problem at least, and that means you have to do more than just write down the problem. Okay?